Just about a month from the start of the opening ceremony, athletes around the world gearing up for a competition the likes of which we've not seen before. We are learning that there will be some fans cheering them on at the venues. Phoebe Amorosa is with us. She's been listening in to a briefing from Olympic organizers. It was one of the big outstanding questions, Phoebe. Will there be fans in the stands as those athletes are competing? And now we know the answer.
Yes, there absolutely will be spectators, according to the organisers this evening. They've set a maximum capacity at 10,000 or 50% of the venue capacity. However, the key word here is flexibility. They are obviously monitoring very closely the COVID-19 situation, and if that circumstances change, they have left no spectator option on the table. In particular, if a state of emergency or other priority measures are issued after July the 12th, they will look to restricting numbers, but they're not going to be selling any new tickets in order to control the flow of people and minimize the number of people coming to and from the games. And there's also a question over stakeholders. Stakeholders are not counted in the spectator capacity. So there have been reports that at the opening ceremony, we might see 20,000 people. 10,000 of those would be spectators and others would be stakeholders. However, CEO Mito has said that that number is likely to be reduced. And we also heard from President Seiko Hashimoto, president of Tokyo 2020. She herself is a former Olympian, and she's really been appealing to the former Olympian spirit, saying that 8 years ago they promised to deliver these games, and that although the chief medical advisor on COVID-19 to the government has called on the games to be held with no spectators, he did not say for the games to be cancelled. And so they're proceeding to make these games as safe and secure as possible and deliver on that promise 8 years ago.
So, Phoebe, of course, these are Japanese spectators, no international spectators allowed. That we know as Japan has continued to release its rules and the playbook to govern how they conduct these games, how they hold them safely. Big concerns about people bringing COVID into the country. And already we are hearing that a coach for the Olympic team from Uganda, there is a coach who has tested positive upon arriving there in Tokyo. What information do we have about that?
Yes, that is fueling concerns that the Olympics could be a spreading event. The team of 9 members of athletes and coaches arrived in Japan on Saturday. Now, 72 hours before their departure, they had submitted negative tests, and they are said to all have been vaccinated with 2 doses of AstraZeneca. But yes, the coach on arrival was confirmed to be positive. The other 8 members proceeded to a training camp, which is held in a city of Osaka. The mayor said to ask those members to refrain from training for some time, and they're going to be subjected to regular testing, whereas the other members was barred entry to Japan. And this really is increasing concerns. A recent survey by Kyodo News showed that 86% of the public are fearing that the Olympics could be lead to a rebound in cases. Cases have been falling, and just today, Tokyo and 8 other prefectures have been lifted out of a state of emergency. But there are strong concerns over a rebound. Prefectural governments are very much calling on the central government to take measures to ensure that cases do not go up again. And one prefectural governor said that the 4th wave began before the 3rd wave had finished. So we really they don't want to repeat the same mistake again. So there are concerns over how this testing is going to be managed for the Games.